Hey guys, this is Michael from EAKCrewProductions. I'm down here in my garage. I'm about to work out. And before I started my workout, I just wanted to do a little video on YCS Seattle or whatever that's coming up. I haven't really looked into it that much, but I'm going to give you my predictions because although I haven't looked into like when it's happening, I don't know when it's happening. I still know the decks that are out there playing right now. I know how competitive they are. And I'm pretty positive that I can tell you what's going to be in the top 8. So first off, Atlanteans are most likely going to be in the top 8. And that's not just because like Atlanteans are cool and everything and like I'm one of those kids who's just like riding on the bandwagon. But I've actually used Atlanteans and they're very consistent. I think my only losses was to Stun, where it was a Thunder King. I just couldn't get over it and I misplayed with my Megalo. I forgot that Thunder King couldn't stop it, so I waited way too long to summon it and beat over the Thunder King. And then I lost to Atlanteans. So, I mean, if you're losing to a mirror match and then a stun deck, like, that's some match that you could have won. As long as there's some good players piloting the deck, which there will be, you know, they should definitely be able to top. Windups are going to top, because windups, I mean, they pretty much always top. It's windups. I'm testing that deck out right now. I've played it before, but I'm playing it again. I've done like 3 or 4 matches, and I've won all of them except for like one, which I lost ridiculously to Burn or something like that. It was so silly. Oh no, you know what? That was my Atlantean deck. My Atlantean deck lost to Burn because they opened the nuts on me. They opened like double cylinder and I ran right into both of them. But windups are going to be there just because they have that ability to OTK. I mean, there's, you know, a lot of side deck for them, but still, they're going to be in the top. So that's 2. Then Girgas is going to be there because everybody's still on that deck. And it's just a good deck. I tested that deck out too. I gave it my standard 10 matches. It came out 8-2 on DN, and it was Paul Leviton's build, so it was even outdated a little bit. But it was so good, and like I just won so many times. And Big Eye, Machina Fortress, are you kidding me? That card's broken. And then the searching power of Girax and like the ability to go Shockmaster so easily. It's just a good deck. Third deck, and this isn't my top 5 like as in order, but it's just my top 5 that I think will be in the top 8. Then we probably got Macro Rabbit, just because Macro is a card that can hurt so many decks. Then Lagia is hella annoying, and so is Doka. And then you've got Atlanteans that are going to be all over the place, which it hurts a lot. So that'll probably top, maybe. Like, you know, I don't know. It's an for me because I feel like there's other decks that run over it. And then my last 5, my number 5. That will be there would be Chaos Dragons, and I feel like that deck is just so good, and there will be a higher number of Rabbit players, and Chaos Dragons stomp out Rabbit. So if there's more Rabbit players to beat the Atlantean players, then that means some of the Rabbit players are going to beat the Atlantean players, get over into a victory, but then some of the Chaos Dragon players who can beat the normal decks, just like all those other decks can beat the normal decks, will be able to beat the Rabbit decks. So there's kind of like a stepping stool effect here going on where they can all beat random rogue decks and some of the lower tier decks, and then some of them can beat each other consistently. So that's what's going to happen there, where the Atlanteans can beat pretty much everything consistently except for Macro Rabbit. And like, don't get me wrong, the other decks can beat them. I mean, you know, it's all about the luck of the draw too. But they consistently beat every deck except for Macro Rabbit. Then Macro Rabbit can kind of consistently beat Atlanteans and all those other random decks. And then Chaos Dragons can consistently beat Macro Rabbit. And honestly, I feel like, because I didn't play that many of the Chaos Dragons, I think I played 1 and beat it. But I feel like Chaos Dragons might honestly be able to consistently beat Atlanteans because they could just OTK them. And unless you ran Trag or Gores, you're not going to stop it, you know. So anyways, that's Michael. That's my Seattle predictions. We'll see if I'm right, you know, whatever. Peace, guys. Subscribe.